Everything is gonna be all right. You know why? Cause it's the daily go get ism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing. Take it off fast lane, no coasting. It's the daily go get ism show all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope that you are doing the same. Exactly the same. We gonna do this thing. You should know we kick game word. It's gonna be okay. And it's Friday. Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So worry not. We're gonna get this thing started. I know I'm a little late. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week, more than y'all can ever imagine, but we getting it together and we're going to put the pieces back in and everything is going to fit, and that's why we're going to win. We're going to start from the ending, get it to the beginning, and everything is going to be all right. We do this thing like every night, except for Sundays, Saturdays, whole weekend, and we make sure that we still get it all in word. And today on this Flashback Friday, thank God it's Friday. We are talking about how much me time you need, how much we time, and how much us time we need. How much us time we need. How much me time you need, how much us time we need. So tonight, what we're going to talk about essentially is when a couple is together, but one person in the couple needs space. Now, when a couple is trying to get it together with each other, and one of them is used to being around their partner a lot, being up under them a lot, you know what I'm saying? They're used to sticking close and being there and always hanging around. For the person that needs a little time, a little space, a little time to process their thoughts, it can be a little disconcerting to the person who doesn't feel that way. So it can be a misunderstanding and it can cause problems in a relationship. So the question for this show is basically, can a person who's pretty much a loner and an introvert make it with somebody who's a little bit closer, a little bit clingier, a little bit used to the group atmosphere? A person that's not really used to being alone and maybe doesn't like to be alone. Can they make it? Can they get it together? Can it be all right? Or can they make it for the rest of the night? Well, we're gonna see. So let's get it popping. I'm glad to see y'all here. Emily Dunlap in the house. I said it. Emily. Hold on. Let me pin this number here. It's up there just looking like a regular comment. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always good to have my peoples going directly in your sight. And Carol Chamberlain, me favorita. I said Carol Chamberlain, me favorita. And my brother from another Norris Hill is good. Always good to see your brother, man. Still coming through, representing all day and night, and I'm glad you came through, right? And my big sis Robbie Ming is always down to do what thing. She's like a queen for a king. Word. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. How much me time you need, how much us time we need. So can an introvert that's used to being alone make it with somebody that gotta be all up under your bones? Well, more than likely, compromise will come into the conversation the way it does with a lot of people in a lot of different situations, and this couple thing notwithstanding. So I think that it can happen, but we need to explore, and we will explore what it takes, what it would take in order to make that happen, in order to make that a reality. Make it a reality, son. Make it a possibility without the two of them or one of the two of them feeling left out or feeling dissed or feeling neglected or feeling like, they just something to do. A lot of people in couples, when they are in the beginning stages, and if things aren't going the way that they want them to go, it can seem like they're being treated, or it can seem like somebody is treating you like an option instead of a priority. And that's some internet shit. You know, on the internet, they always talk about stuff. Make sure that they don't treat you like an option. You got to be a priority. So taking that into consideration, many people may not even know the person that they're dealing with all that well, but they feel like they should be being put first in their lives. When you really think about it, it sounds a little ridiculous up front, but people need what they need. And in this microwave culture that we are a part of right now, this microwave society that we are part of right now, makes everybody say, I gotta get it now. Tomorrow's not promised to no one. I gotta get it today, son. My man, speaking of son, my man Earth is all up in the house. What's going on? What's it worth? Thanks for coming through. My brother ain't heard from you in a while, but yeah, I talk to you on the phone, but it's all good. What's going on, my brother Lawrence Sakel, all up in the house, all up in the area. Let's get it popping, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the daily go get a show. We do this every single day, it rains. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. It is the Daily Go Get a Business Show, all up in your area. And we are in motion on this Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We made it through a whole week. We made it. We did it, Brooklyn. We did it. And it's going to be all right. You think that it won't be all right when it will? How much me time you need? How much us time we need? Maybe I should have said how much me time you need, how much we time. No, I think I did it right. You know, sometimes I might question, question the judgment up front, but it works out in the end. You fix the shit. You know what I'm saying? Measure once, cut twice. That's my motto. Because in wood shop, they taught you measure twice, cut once. Now I say, fuck all that. We going to get unconventional. Measure once, cut twice. What's going on? Cherry, Dana, Cinderella, Dane. Well, it's the woman, Dane with fame. It's Cinderella, Dane. Well, it's the woman, Dane with fame. What's going on, Dane? And also Naturalista Rap. What's going on, Naturalista Rap? Thanks for coming on through. It's good to see me some you on a Friday. You know how we do. So we're talking about how much me time you need, how much us time we need. Now, who and where are my introverts out there? Who are my people that need time to themselves to just think? And I'm not talking about the negative thinking. I'm not talking about the stinking thinking. I'm not talking about the people who need to be by themselves because they don't think that anybody in the world understands them, and they just haul off to themselves and think about how terrible their existence is and how much they just need to cry to themselves and how they ask God to just take them away from here and please dull the pain. I'm not talking about that. Anybody can have a bout with depression, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you may have grown up as an only child, or you may have grown up as a different child. You know what I mean by a different child. Sometimes when you grow up as a sibling, you may have grown up with siblings in which you were more of an individual than the collective of your brothers and sisters. Sort of like the Jacksons. You know how Michael Jackson must have felt among his other brothers and sisters. He knew he was different. He was different in a lot of ways. He was definitely differently talented. They were all talented, in my opinion, but he was differently talented. He was a level above and a level differently. So you could tell that he felt the need to separate himself. And you may be the type of person that feels the need to separate yourself. Sometimes you just need to get your shit together up here mentally. Sometimes the world may be a confusing place for you. It may give off the type of energy that makes you have to process it for yourself. Like, you just got to put the floppy disk all up in your computer brain and let that shit, remember the sound that old floppy disks used to make in your PC? You could physically hear the disc, and you can still hear the disc. And if you have a desktop like me and like Carol Chamberlain, you can hear it in a laptop too. Where you can't hear it is in a phone. Phones nowadays, they use a different type of hard drive, and they try to use as little moving parts as possible because it takes up a lot of battery strength. You notice that your phones nowadays, they don't move. You can't listen to your phone. You're not going to hear anything anymore. But before, you would hear something like, now you barely even hear the vibration. But anyway, yeah, you might need to put the floppy disk all up in your computer brain to figure out why you think something is the way it is, why you think about yourself the way that you do, why you see the world in different colors, shapes, and sizes than other people seem to. You may need time to process whether you like yourself or are satisfied with yourself and comfortable with yourself. Some people have sexual identity issues, and they may be going through a crisis where they are trying to decide whether they are gay or straight. They may need time alone in order to figure that out. Yeah, it sounds like you should just know yourself, but it's not always that easy, and it's definitely not always that simple. So I can imagine that a person who was going through that type of sexual identity crisis or any other type of identity crisis probably would need some time to themselves to try to get comfortable with the way that they feel about what their emotions are going through. So it can apply for a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. Maybe you feel like you're a nerd. Maybe you feel like you're an introvert. Maybe you feel like you are a hermit. Maybe you feel like you just can't put up with people too long. Maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like crowds that much. So you stay away from crowds. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna haul off to myself. Have you ever been the type? Are you the type that can be in a crowd and still be by yourself? I feel like I've mastered that shit. I can be in a crowd of people. I find my own little corner. I'm being like, yep, I'm up in this bitch. Yep, I am here. I mean, I'm here. I am the hearest. I'm hearer than any of these motherfuckers. I am in the place to be. Shout out to Full Force. Shout out to Full Force, Bow-Legged Lou, Be Fine, Paul Anthony. And the other brothers. Anyway, TK Wright says, me. She needs some me time. Me time. Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? Bob's gonna see me sub you. Woo. Natural Lisa Rap says, men just want their egos stroked and sex. It all depends on what kind of men you're talking about or what kind of man you're talking about. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having your ego stroked as long as it's genuine. Like there are two ways to have your ego stroked. There's the type of ego stroking where somebody is just paying you empty compliments because they know that you'll eat that shit up. And that's really a mental exercise for the person that's doing that to you. Like, watch, I can make this motherfucker go, or I can make this chick go by just look, I'm gonna tell her that her hair look nice. She gonna go the fuck off. She gonna damn near take off her shirt, pull her panties down if I tell her that she looks good, because she needs that shit. This brother gonna take all the money out of his pocket because you said he had a nice haircut. You know what I mean? Or that he looked like he been working out or some shit. And then there's the stroking of a person's ego because you genuinely admire the person. So you're giving them genuine, authentic compliments. Like, yo, you are one of the most intriguing people that I've ever met. Like, I really admire the way that you think. It's different. I've never really talked to anybody before that holds my attention this way. You're amazing. I find some of the ways that you do things and the way that you think, I find it to be fascinating. It's still stroking their ego, but you're dead fucking serious. You may have never stood in front of anybody like that. So there are two ways, depending. Well, and there may be more than two ways, but your intentions and your motivations for giving somebody compliments or stroking their ego may be different. You know what I'm saying? And aside from that, the sex part of it, yeah, men love sex, but you know that all men aren't good at sex. Some men suck at it. Honestly, they suck. And those men, unfortunately, have to settle for pity sex a lot. Now, you would think that a person would not adhere to or appreciate pity sex, but there's some men out here that they don't mind. It's like, shit. We say that girls give it up anyway. Well, she's giving it up. She taking one for the team every time we fuck. She's taking one for the team because I know she ain't getting nothing out of it. Not for real. Not as much as I am. So, sex and having your ego stroke. I don't know. For a shallow man, yeah, that might be all he needs. But for a quote unquote real man, and I hate to use that type. Well, let me say this: any man with half a brain is going to have more on the ball than just that. You gotta, men live in this social media bubble too, where you see memes like, make sure that your man's belly is always full and his balls are always empty and he'll be all right. So all you gotta do is cook for the nigga and fucking suck a nigga and he'll be okay. All right. Test it out. See how that works. Because more than likely, if that's all he needs, you gonna get bored as shit with him. And you should, because this nigga is worthless. Like, that's all you need to go. But one thing is for sure, somebody like that probably doesn't need a lot of me time. I'm going to put good money on that. I don't think that a man that just needs his belly full and his balls empty needs a lot of me time. I'm going out on a limb. I know. But we doing it. So where are my people who need their me time? We got T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. Carol Chamberlain says, solitude is my happy place. I like the way you put that. Solitude is my happy place. So she be, you know what I'm saying? She be carting off to her, by herself. A lot of times when a person needs me time, the person that they're with doesn't believe that they only need me time. They think that they think that you need you time to be able to think about somebody else, text somebody else, call somebody else, be with somebody else, desire somebody else, lust and chase after somebody else. It's insecurity. And insecurity is all about the inability to be able to trust, which leads to fear of somebody leaving you alone or being dishonest with you and just usurping all of your all of your useful and valuable emotional energy. But communication should be able to fix all of that. Does it always fix it? No. But communication is not something that you only do one time. It's something that you practice on a regular basis. Does everybody seem to understand that? I mean, a lot of us talk about communication, but we don't really get it. We don't really get it. I've said this many times. Communication is sending out signals and receiving, sending and receiving, sending and receiving, sending and receiving. And many times we believe that we're sending, but we haven't sent anything. And we think that we're receiving and we haven't gotten anything. Or the other person thinks that we've received because they think that they've sent. And that is not what has happened. Do you underdig? Know what I'm talking about? Do you feel me? It's the Daily Go Getimism Show. If y'all would like to call into the show, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said the 319-527-6199. Yes. Y'all, I said the 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Call into the show, press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. Okay. TK Wright says, I value my time when my mind can be still. Mind can be still. Shit, I don't think my mind has ever stood still. I don't even think it has metaphorically stood still. That should be like a pinball machine. Remember the old pinball machines? Ping, 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 boom, 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 boom. Shaking the game and shit. Damn near tilting it. Oh, don't tilt. Ping, 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 ping. Ping, 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 ping. That's my mind like that. That should be going. And the crazy part about it is I'm not a fast thinker. People think that I am, but I'm really not. I don't process information really fast. Once I get it, I got it. So when I hear it again, I don't have to think about it. And that's where people get me wrong. They think that I'm already on it. I'm like, no, it's not that. I know this song already. I know the lyrics. You see, you just learned the song. Or you never knew the lyrics. I know what the song says, so I just sing along. Yeah. Other people are smarter than me. Like they quick with it. It take me a minute. I'd be like, but God protects me. So while I'm slow with it, my enemies, my fast thinking enemies don't be getting over on me. Not a long time. At first, they might, but then it'd be like, oh, this nigga done smartened up. They don't know, like, no. My ancestors are on their job right now. All right. Cherry says, when I go through something, I am like a turtle in the shell, stick my head in, and I try to handle everything by myself. Then I come out when I feel better. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? It's a tough position to be in because when you're in a couple situation, I could see how that could make somebody feel like you don't value them or you don't trust them or you don't feel like you can talk to them or don't want to talk to them or like if you're dealing with somebody that doesn't understand that you need your own time by yourself to get it together. Like you might be like a Libra. A Libra needs time to be able to balance their scales. And once they get their scales balanced, they're almost unbeatable. It's like when their scales are unbalanced, you can fuck with them. But when they get that shit like this, it's like, you better lose yourself in the moment. You own it. Yeah. So like, yeah, if you are coupled up with, let's say you were coupled up with a man who's used to being all up under you. He's all up under your secrets. You know what I mean? You know, he's doing you like Crystal be doing me. Like, no, you gonna pet me. You gonna pet me right now in front of everybody on this camera. And you have to recognize when you're dealing with somebody who's that way, because you're going to have to do a lot of explaining. They're not going to understand that you've been the way that you've been because of whatever circumstances have happened in your life. They're not going to get that. All they know is, but I'm here to save you or die with you. I'm either going to protect you or we're going to die. We're going to die together, fighting together. And they don't understand that you're willing to fight together against the rest of the world with them. But you just need a little time to get your weaponry together. But communication will help that. And communication is something that you practice at. You get better and better and better. But you'll never get better at it if you think that you're already good at it and that you don't have to do it over and over again. If you're the type of person that gets short, frustrated, and irritated easily by somebody else who doesn't pick up things or see things the way you want to see them or want them to see them, or the way that you see them, it can be a lonely, long road. It can be a long road. You know, so you have to practice communication. Like, oh, and you know how some of us have problems repeating things that we've said. Like, I already fucking told you. And you know how somebody, like, when you put a person that doesn't like to repeat themselves against somebody who needs reaffirmation and reconfirmation, who knows what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about? When you're dealing with a person that does not like to repeat themselves, when you're dealing with a person that's like, I already told you that, what, you don't believe me? Anybody knows what I'm talking about? What why you asking me? Why you asking me that again? What, you don't believe me? What, you think I'm lying to you? I ain't gotta lie to you. Like, what you think this is? When you're that type of person and you're dealing with somebody who is like, it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I know that sometimes things change. So I just wanted to make sure that that's what's going on. And, or if that's what's going on, if I'm seeing what I'm seeing, that's all. I didn't mean to make you upset. And y'all wind up fighting over nothing. And that is part of the communication breakdown. Rita Reds, what's going on, Rita? How you feeling, ma? It's good to see. It's good to see me some. You know, down. Natural Lisa Rap says, I dated a guy like that because I wasn't chasing him or calling him all the time or spending time just chilling. He always accused me of having another man. Yeah, he ain't understand. He figured, you know, if you really, really liked him, then you would be all up into him, especially if y'all trying to make it together. You know what I mean? It's early in the relationship, because people put a lot of stock in the early stages of a relationship. Sometimes justifiable. You know, sometimes you want to establish your spot with somebody and try to lock it down, or at least solidify it or secure it. And when a person doesn't seem to want to secure or solidify, you know, you're thinking like, well, as fine as they are, as dope as they are, as talented as they are, yeah, well, they must be chasing after somebody or lusting or or trying to get after somebody who is as dope and as fine and as talented and as special as I think that they are. And evidently it's not me, because they don't seem to be all that enthralled or about me. They don't seem to care if I come, go, lay, stay, or pray. Have a nice day. Good night. I'll be all right. I'll see you later. Out of mind, out of sight. So yeah, but that's a communication issue. And that's one of those times when you might have to repeat yourself when you're the type of person that doesn't like to repeat themselves. So you, in times like that, you can wind up calling somebody clingy and they're really not all that clingy. But to you, they are. Because you need you time and they need y'all time. You might be finding it hard for you to have you time, because you may feel like the you time that you're asking for and that you require is being compromised because you keep having to qualify your me time. Like, I gotta tell this motherfucker every time I need to be by myself for a minute, I gotta let him know that, it ain't about him. And it ain't about Steve. It ain't about Rick and Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. And she ain't fucking with me. Who cares who she like? I don't care about her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Shit. You know what I mean? She goes, she want to be with another nigga dick. Well, let her be that then. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? These chicks out here, this shit is fucked up. You know what? For real, this shit is fucked up because they always want to complain that there ain't no good niggas out here. And then when you show a chick a lot of attention and shit and try to do something for them and with them and everything, they want to treat you like you some fucking plug, like you a sucker, like you ain't shit. You know what I mean? But nigga that want to put their hands on them and don't want to do nothing but smoke weed all day with his pants hanging all down, you know what I mean? Selling shit on the corner, not doing shit with his life, in and out of jail and all of that. They want to show all that show that motherfucker all the love and shit. You know what I mean? But a man who want to go to work every day, do what he's supposed to do, take care of his kids, show a love, time, attention, even put a couple of dollars in her pockets and build a future with it. They don't want nothing to do with that. He corny. He boring. But let me start drinking and smoking too much. Ooh. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It don't make it no better that these bitches, you know what I mean? They will always want you to choke them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't never heard a bad girl tell me to choke them. But these fucking so-called good bitches out here, they be like, put your hands right here. Oh, put your hands right here. And while you choking, make sure you do it till you see my eyes roll up in the back of my head. And then when I get real heavy and I'm about to fall, smack the shit out of me. And we gonna do it. We gonna really, really do it after. Like, no bad girls ever told me to choke them, but fucking bougie ass. You know what I mean? Bougie ass Maya and shit. That's the way I feel about you. That's the way I feel about you. So, it happens though. It happens. Miscommunication is crazy. So we gonna talk a little bit about how we can bridge the gap and try to get back on the right track. But the thing about it is, if you really don't like a person, it doesn't really, or if you're really not into a person, you ain't really feeling them like that. No amount of communication is going to fix that, because you're really living a lie. You're not really fucking with them like that. That's what it boils down to. You're not really fucking with them like that, and they are fucking with you heavy. Communication can't fix that unless you're going to communicate that, listen, I'm really not that much into you, and probably won't be, but I kind of like the thought of you being around. So if you can deal with that, then hey, there ain't too many people that are going to communicate that, even though they will act that out. Fuck with that. Aqua activated. Aqua activated. I love it, but a lot of people hate it. What's going on, man? How you feeling? Good to see me some you. Oh, and that's what Lisa Rap says. Spending time chilling by myself. I mean, okay, all right, cool. Cherry says, I understand, but I guess I never really had a fighter for me. Interesting. Very interesting. North Hill says, if you remember everything, why am I telling you this this same thing for the 20th time? See, my brother, you gotta be calm. You gotta chill. You know, women like to ask you the same question time and time. And, you know, they like detectives. They don't always mean to be, but they got that little investigative, you know, maybe it's from having children, you know, and having to have eyes in the back of their heads. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with kids, and they deal with their men the same way. They might not really, you know, mean to be malicious by asking you the same thing. They just want to kind of see if the story grows or if it changes or develops a little bit in any way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, on a more innocent side of things, that speaks a lot towards consistency. And, you know, being consistent breeds respect. You can respect somebody that you can set your clock by, even if you don't like what you're clocking your setting your clock to. You might not like the fact that you know that he gets off at 4:30 and he's going to be at the bar by 5:30 and he's going to be there until 8:30. He's not going to be home until 9:30, and he's going to repeat that day after day after day. You might not like it, but you'll respect that because you'll always know what he's doing and where you can find him at any particular time. Between these work hours, I can find him at work. And after work, I can find him at this spot. And by this time, I can find him at home. And he's going to smell like, you know, he's going to smell like the bar. Cigarettes and drinkers. You might not like his routine, but you respect that he at least has a routine that you can check on and be sure of. You know, so it be like that sometimes. What's going on, April Cox? Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. No doubt. Let me see here. Naturally, Lisa Rap says, I don't think a loner and a clingy person can make it long term before a certain age. Interesting. I think if they really appreciate each other, and if they practice patience with each other, and honestly, admiration breeds patience. You will be more patient with somebody that you like than somebody that you have to learn to like. Sometimes that leads to toxic relationships. Like you've been patient. You've been way more patient than you should have been with somebody who probably wasn't that deserving of it. But because you dug them, you were more patient than you would have been with Joe Blow over here. Like, nice. That motherfucker, or this chick, she gonna have to pay like she weigh. He gonna have to pay like he weigh. He or she gonna have to pursue me. Because I ain't feeling what they like. I can live without them. But if it's somebody that you really are invested in, you really want something with, you'll learn to be more patient. That's probably where an introvert and a clingy person can make it. And just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you're not clingy. Just because you're clingy doesn't mean that you're not an introvert. You know what I'm saying? Some people have that fire, that kettle burning within them, and you don't even know. You don't even know. They don't show it to everybody. You find out about that like when y'all by themselves, when y'all by yourselves. You find out what's really going on with them. The rest of the world doesn't get what you get. Okay, what we got? Aqua Activated said the same can be said. I'm sorry, I lost it. About a nigga. Okay. Nigga. Did you hear what Aqua Activated said? The same can be said about you. Nigga. You better pay attention. Nigga. I told him, Aqua, I got you. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Shirley Husband says, cracking the hell up. Well, damn, choke me out, then smack me back. Yeah. April Cox says, you should set up a StreamYard or Whereby so people outside of the U.S. can call via the internet. Well, it is a 1-800 number. Or is it? What's the number to this shit? Well, look. Well, you know what? It's not a 1-800 number, but I can call out, but I would have to have your number. So I can call out though, and I can call any country. I can call any country. I can call out. But nonetheless, you know what though? You can call, use Skype. You can call in through Skype. Yeah, Skype. Yeah, Skype. If you have a Skype account. Skype. Is this a Christian community? No. There may be some Christians in here, but this is not the Christian. No. We do not preach any type of religious ideologies on this show. I mean, I'm not saying we don't talk about religion, but this is not a religious show. I'm not a preacher. I ain't a nothing. I'm just a man. I'm a man behind the microphone that comes up with topics that I think that people would like to talk about, my people particularly, and we get it down like that. We have some fun now, just me and all the gang, learning from each other how we do our thing. Nah, gonna have a good time. Hey. Okay. So yeah. All introverts. Well, you can be an introvert and be clingy. You can be clingy and be an introvert. It happens. It happens on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But communication is the key. If you love somebody or you like somebody or you're deeply interested in somebody, let them know what's going on with you. If you know that you're quirky, because sometimes, like, all right, I'll use myself as an example. I know I got some shit with me, but I didn't used to know that shit. I didn't know that people observe me. I didn't know that people are watching me when I don't know that they're watching me. And when I found out that they was watching me, I resented it. Like, fuck you looking at me for? But once I figured it out, like, oh shit. Yeah, I'll be moving shady. I ain't know that shit. So once you find out that you move differently than most people are used to because you're unorthodox, now you have to do some things to make it less unsettling for people to understand more. If you're the type of person that pulls disappearing acts, everybody don't understand that shit. You might be hiding under a bed. You might be the type of person that will excuse yourself so you can go and pray or cry over a loved one that has passed on. That, you know, you got to let somebody know that so they don't worry about you or think about you in ways that are detrimental to the harmony that you and them are trying to establish. But you might not want to explain that all the time. And that's where we run into problems because people don't want to explain themselves. Like, I don't even know you like that. I ain't got to be explaining. Look, you don't like what I do, whatever. Stop fucking with me. But see, that's what I'm talking about. When you say things like that, that means that you're really not that much into a person. You're waiting to start to like them organically, but you're not really fucking with them like that. And they know it. But you're in denial of it. Like, nah, I fuck with them. It's just that, you know what I mean? No, it's not y'all mean. You don't really fuck with them like that. Yes, I do. Oh, no, you don't. Yes, I do. I mean, yes, I do. They the shit. They the love of my life. Motherfucker, you just said that you'll be all right without them. You know, you can't always be with a person that's the shit and the love of your life. Yo, you got to get it together. You going to barbecue a stew. If you really digging the person, you got to let them know what's going on with you. Not every waking moment of your life, not every thought that comes across your mind in real time to the point where you can't shut up about your thoughts, but let them know that quirky shit, that off the wall shit, that different shit, that shady looking shit, that questionable behavior that you're displaying ain't about nothing. Let them see what it's really about. You know, simpler people do this shit. You know, cats that play video games, they'll let you know. Listen, I need time to just play my fucking game. I don't need you in my ear. I'm trying to play. I'm playing niggas online. And you all get with me in 4 hours and I'll be done. Then they finish in 4 hours and go to sleep. But they communicated, and it's very obvious what they like to do and where their head is. Do you underdig? You know what I'm talking about? Do you feel me? Do you understand? Do you know where I'm going with it? Lawrence Sequel says, Pastor Omar is more like an evangelist. Order in this goddamn court. Order. We're going to restore order right now. Bailiff, take him into custody. It's going to be all right. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Apricot says, I've been an introvert my whole life. It seems like most institutions are built for extroverts. You think so? Because a bunch of extroverts, it almost seems like unrealistic. Everybody's showing out. Everybody? Like, how do you know who to pick? How do you know who to listen to when everybody is talking at the same time? Okay. She also says, like, being an introvert is something that needs to be worked on. She also says, at Carrie Wright, with parties and social events, I'd have to think, how do normal people act in these situations and then imitate them? Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Just because everybody is doing the Harlem Shake don't mean that you have to do the Harlem Shake. You can Dougie your way through life. What's up, y'all? They Harlem Shaking you? Yeah. My name is April. I do my thing. Be yourself. There are a lot of other people. Are a lot of other people like you? Give them you. Just because, and a lot of this shit comes out of peer pressure when we're younger, like when we're in high school and shit like that. There's a big pressure. There's a lot of pressure to be like everybody else, dress like everybody else, listen to the same music as everybody else, be into the same shit as everybody else. High school doesn't encourage individualism for a lot of people. But a lot of people will come back to you later years after high school and tell you how much they admired you, how much they admired the fact that you didn't go along with the crowd, how you set yourself apart, you stood on your principles instead of just always bowing down to whatever the majority thought was good. And most of the time the majority is wrong. They say everybody can't be wrong, and that's true. Everybody can't be wrong. But guess what? What they don't tell you, everybody can't be right. Everybody can't be right. Yeah, everybody can't be wrong, but everybody can't be right either. So there's an investigation that probably needs to be conducted on both sides to find out what the truth is. Truth is, I don't really know about love. Okay. Narciso says, for me, an ultimatum is the last chance to get out. All right. And Cherry says, no, it has to do with trust. I think you mean. No, it has to do with trust. You can really like somebody, but your past has taught you that if you share, they will judge you or mistreat you or use your past against you. Cherry, I understand what you mean, Dana Dane, but I still say fuck all of that. Nobody can really charge you with being being you. They can charge you for being somebody else, for imitating, for fronting, for emulating, for duplicating. They can always charge you that, but they can't charge you for being you. Unless the you is toxic or dirty or offensive or violent or something like that. If the you that you are impedes on other people's ability to be able to be peaceful and comfortable and safe, that's a problem. Other than that, I'ma do me against all odds. Tomorrow, I'm wearing polka dots. The day after, I'm wearing stripes. The day after, I'm wearing plaids. The day after, tie-dye. The day after, I'm on some psychedelic shit. You're going to have to look through a fucking kaleidoscope in order to see me. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you are afraid to be yourself, then you have created a situation that cannot be respected. What's going on? Sucre, je toi, sucre, JTX. What's going on, my? Good to see me, good to see me, good to see me. Some Y-O-U. A, E, A, E, I, O, U, U. And sometimes Y, A, E, A, E, I, O, U, U. And sometimes why I need your love. I need your love. Okay. TK Wright says, April, I'll just sit wherever as I'll just sit wherever as awkward as I really am. Word up. Word up. April also says, laughing my ass off. I need to get a gavel. Yeah, you know what I mean? Get your little gavel. You know. Hush! All y'all can't talk at the same time. Don't make me clear this courtroom. I'll clear it. I will clear out and air out this biatch. Okay, cool. Okay. What the hell? That's weird. Huh. Okay. The Instagram side is acting a little, it's acting a little weird. It's acting a little weird. April says we need some callers. We do this every night. We go for months sometimes without having callers. You'll see. Narcel says, we'll hold you to the polka dots tomorrow. Damn. I should have said stripes. Fuck. I gotta get my polka dots out the cleaners. Can I wear stripes tomorrow? I'll be good. Ooh. But yeah, man, you know, so how much me time you need, how much us time we need. Now, early in the show, I was saying that we were going to talk about how a person that needs a lot of me time and a person that needs more we time can make it. And like, and I'll go back to the communication piece. You know, if you're the type of person that seems to move a certain type of way, not saying that you're wrong for the way that you move, but perception is something that has to be explained. And well, perception is something that goes away with an explanation that's followed up by the actions that support the explanation. And that's what we have to do a lot of times when we're the type of person that needs to be by ourselves. You know, just let's say you and you, the introvert, or the I need my own time, my own space, my own this, that, and the third, and the more clingy, affectionate, all up under you type of person wind up living together. Well, you may have to explain to the person that needs more we time that we can be that you can have your own me time right there in the house. Like maybe for an hour or two, I need to be in this other room just doing me. Or I can schedule my me time when you're awake. I mean, when you're away or when you're at work or whatever. But I just need this. Tell them that you're meditating. Now, if they want to meditate with you, let them. But let them know that you need to meditate by yourself sometimes. You got to get your own. You got to get your O-H. I said, I said, I said, O-H-M. I said, I said, the O-M. I said, I got to get my time together. You know, be honest. Be honest. You don't have to tell everybody every detail of the things that are happening to you, but tell them that maybe you grew up and you grew up in at a time and in an area and around people that wouldn't allow you to have your own space, and they always encouraged you to try to they always tried to either force you or encourage you to be like everybody else, do like everybody else, and it used to get you into trouble. And you don't like to do that anymore, so you pledged to yourself that you would seek more individualism, or you would seek out situations where you could have more time to process your information, so you could make better informed decisions and the right decisions. And tell them that you just need that. Let them know that if they give you your me time, the we time that we have will be so great, because I'm going to use this me time to build up better strategies to make the we time that we spend just make it great. The love we had stays on my mind. The love we had stays on my mind. I see we have a caller. We have a call on the line. Oh, do we? Well, we gonna see about that. Last answer. See, caller with the last number is 4828. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this evening on this Friday?
Hey, I'm back. Okay, so I have a question. What do you
wait? What do you mean you back? Wait. What you mean? Did I hang up on you? What we doing?
So look, I have a real question though.
Okay.
What do you do when okay, so I went through this with this guy recently, and it's like he was always asking for a lot of time, and then he was like, okay, well, if you really, you really want this relationship to go to the next level, let's move in together. And you move in with that person, and it's like you see them every night. You're sleeping next to them every night, and it's not enough. You give them the "let me have my me time so our we time can be awesome" speech, and it's still not enough. It's just like that speech is not going to work with everybody. That speech is not going to work with somebody who's insecure. That speech is not going to work. And this is just from my experience. That speech hasn't worked with men who didn't have a stronger sense of self.
Right. Did you try telling them why you needed your me time?
Yes.
Okay. Did you try showing them what you do in your me time?
Yeah, they thought it was boring.
Okay. Okay.
With my me time, I read, I listen to a lot of music, I play video games. Sometimes I just do nothing. I play stupid puzzle games on my phone, and they felt neglected.
Pardon me, but that's not doing nothing. Thank you.
I'm just saying that there are times where I'm doing something.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Playing word games is something.
We had a date night. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay.
And it just wasn't enough.
Yeah. It probably wasn't enough because they didn't want it to be enough. To be honest with you, good communication is only going to work when the person that you're communicating with actually wants the communication instead of domination. When a person wants domination, communicating with them is futile. They're not looking for compromise. They're looking for domination. They're not looking to work together. They're looking to They're looking to work on you.
Right. That's what it felt like. And unfortunately, there are more people like that in the world than I thought.
Yeah, that's a different animal right there. I'm talking about I was mainly talking about in a situation where two people really have what it takes to be together, but it's hard for them to be together because they have some ideological emotional things going on. Like when one person, let's say if the two of them really want to be together, but they haven't learned the formula to get together, that's a workable situation. But in a situation where one just really wants to impose their will on the other or wants to outsmart the other, the communication can't help that. And unless the communication is letting them know that, listen, if you keep being that way, then you're going to be by yourself, because I'm not putting up with that. That's the only thing that can be communicated to them that they're going to adhere to, because their ego or their fear of losing you will make them fall in line. Other than that, they will continue to be out of pocket. So, I'm talking about a situation that actually has legs to it, that actually has real potential. Those a situation where somebody just wants to be over you or just wants to really, dominate you. That's not, you can't communicate with them on a harmonious level, or on a level that is gonna be conducive to y'all having a healthy relationship. They're not even interested in a healthy relationship. They're interested in domination.
You don't learn that though until after you go through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
So it of course it felt like we had what it took.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that, he felt like that, and we went for it. And then of course, you learn that, okay, well, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What I thought would have been is not going to be, and it's time to cut my ties.
How long did y'all give it a run?
2 years.
I don't have nothing to say. That's a good time. Now, had you said, well, we were together for like 6 to 9 months, I would have said, well, that's really not a lot of time, especially if the communication is having a hard time getting off the ground or is non-existent. But now a couple of years with active exercises and communication and multiple attempts to try to bring things together rather than separate, or bring more things in to cause chaos instead of peace. I don't. Sometimes the time is not then to be together. I know that people don't think that. A lot of people don't think that separating or breaking up and getting back together is a good thing. And for a lot of people, it may not be. It doesn't mean that it's impossible or that it's a total bad idea, because sometimes people need absence and space in order to be able to see what they couldn't see up front. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're right there in a situation, looking from the inside out, you can't see the shit, because you're really just trying to get comfortable. You're trying to get comfortable. You're trying to get into a safe space, and being with somebody that doesn't make you feel comfortable makes you feel unsafe. We don't like to communicate it that way. Huh?
No, that's true. That's so true. And it's so crazy, because I actually said, like, I don't feel safe. And I need to feel safe. And I'm talking about safe mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I wasn't comfortable. And I hear a lot about this breaking up and getting back together stuff. That's kind of not my I've only done that with one person. That's not my style. once I'm done, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I totally do. And but yeah, like I said, it's that's not for everybody. But sometimes that's exactly what's needed. The thing is, you can't plan for that. You understand what I mean? I don't mean like purposely break up with somebody so y'all can finally see the light. Like, yo, I had to see that I couldn't live with. No, I'm not talking about that. That's childish shit. I mean, sometimes you may have to organically separate so you can organically get back together as different people, or and I mean different people, not as in I grew up and now I see the light. I finally get it. I mean as being able to finally process the information that you were unable to process in the past, and now you finally get it. You got it. Like, you know what? I was unaccepting of how you were and who you were before, but I know I can be more accepting of you now because I'm more accepting of myself. A lot of times we're not even accepting of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yet we want other people to be accepting of us. That's why I be telling chicks not to wear false eyelashes, because I'm like, you haven't accepted yourself, shorty. How you gonna see the light when you done fucked up your eye?
No, but seriously, he did say that. He did come back after, we stopped seeing each other, and was like, listen, I really had time to think and to really like process and internalize everything that happened between us. And he's always basically, he's like, whenever you're ready, I'm ready this time.
Did you believe that?
And I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean by did you believe that is sometimes people will say that they're ready, but they're not organically ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I mean. When you're ready, you're not like some people may be ready in that they're ready to deal with whatever they couldn't deal with before when they see it again. They might not, you have to prepare in order to really be ready. You have to prepare yourself for whatever you saw before and whatever is different coming up that you may not recognize, because you have to accept that that person is different too. If you're a narcissistic type of person, you may have gone back to the lab and analyzed the situation like, yeah, I see where I fucked up there. But you know what? Yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna fuck up like that again. When I see that again, I'm good. Never taking into consideration that now they've grown and you've grown. They're only dealing with how they've grown because now in their mind they've devised a strategy in order to win. But they haven't prepared themselves for the new you or the existing you that they never got a chance to learn in the first motherfucking place.
Right.
So when you're talking about organic growth, you're not talking about the shit that got the Roundup Ready shit up in it. You know what I mean? You're not talking about the what's that shit? Weed Be Gone and all. We're not talking about, we're talking about organic growth where you're ready to say, I'm ready to be a better me so I can deal with whatever type of you that is good for me has to offer. You know what I mean? And it can take a long time. You know, like growing is more than seeing what you did wrong. It's planning on being insistent on getting it right, because you know that this person is more right than wrong, even if they're not right for me. Being ready is a deep deep concept that a lot of people don't really see.
Yeah. It took him, I want to say, like 2 years. And like I said, I did believe him. You know, I really did. I do, and I did believe him. It's just that my focus is no longer in that direction. So while I can feel that his energy is different and that his energy is healthier, dare I say better, mine is as well, and it's in a different direction. It's gone in a different direction.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not willing. I don't desire to go in whatever. I just don't. I want to fuck with him anymore. So.
But at least you know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to recognize when, look, it's just a rap. It ain't. It's not. It's not you. It's not me. We did this. This is just not. I read this book before, and it was an okay book, but it's not a reread.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I value our friendship more now.
Yeah.
With that improved energy, then and that's just from me.
That's right.
How I value the friendship more now than I did before.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to mess that up. It's honest about that. And he said, okay, cool. So we're just cool. But to answer your question, I did believe that he was ready when he said that he was ready.
Okay, that's cool. It's just like
you deal with mature people.
Yeah, you're not going to really lose gaining more and more insight into a situation. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to overdo that. Sometimes I think that we can overdo it, or that we will, or that we have, and that's not always the case. But listen, man, we got to get on up out of here. But I appreciate me some you, and thanks for coming on through. I appreciate me some you, and thanks for coming on through. And I'll holler at you tomorrow. All right. You have a good night. Real good, you know what I'm saying? All right. All right, y'all. We going to do these birthday shout outs. Great caller. Great call. Great caller. Great call. Great experience. Great. Terrific. Spectacular. Some people were born on this glorious May 14th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Emily done laughed in the house, said it. Emily. Only because I didn't, I didn't acknowledge my girl when she came on through. And I'm definitely down with you. You know it's true. Number one out the box, Lisa Johnson. Happy birthday to you, Lisa. And also Sandra Wickerson, turning 51 years old today. And Teresa Turner, turning 50 years old today. She's a 71 kid. Yo, you know what she did. Word. And Hermaine Smith, turning 58 years old today. And Camille McIntyre, turning 39 years old today. No relation, but it's all good. Jamaica J is in the house. She's a yardie. And Tawana Moore, turning 49 years old today. And Dior Bryant, turning 36 years old today. And George Cummings, turning 52 years old today. And Will Winston III, turning 57 years old today. And my girl, go get her, Selena Bush. Happy birthday, Selena. And my girl going all the way back to the 1977. Crystal Kason Gant. Crystal Kason Gant, turning 53 years old today. You do the damn thing, girl. And last but not least, my girl Ada Don Martin. Go Ada Don Martin. Ada Don Martin, Ada Don Dun, dun, dun. She been down with the urban therapy with Sun movement since day one. Day one. That's my girl, y'all. Yo, shine like the sun. Happy birthday to you, Ada. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious, glorious, glorious May 14th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, to rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, listen, yo, listen to how it goes, yo. If your birthday and you know and you're introvert and they are clingy, man. Not necessarily clingy, but they like to be all up on you and in you, and they are all up in your world. Well, it could be worse. You could be dealing with somebody who don't give a shit about you and lets it show. But instead, you're dealing with somebody who just wants you to want them. I want you to want me.
90
I'm
seconds.
going crazy knowing he will be your lover tonight. And when he comes, I'll let you go. I'll just pretend that you walked out the door. Come on, y'all. Oh, no. All right. Here we go. Hey, communication is the key.
60 seconds.
Sending out signals, receiving, sending, receiving, sending, receiving. Send it and receive until you break the goddamn transmitter. If it's worth it, you'll know it. And if it's not worth it, it'll show. But, you know, I'll say it again. Liking somebody builds patience. It breeds patience. You will be more patient with somebody that you dig, that you like, that you feel, than somebody who is like, well, maybe one day, maybe I have a baby.
10 seconds.
So, hey, look, deal with people that you think you're going to dig. Deal with people that you already dig. Deal with people that you like. Deal with someone who's fucking with you, who you can fuck with back on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Be real with yours. Be real, baby. And the worm will turn and things will start to work out. All right, y'all. We will be back tomorrow night for the tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. And tomorrow morning on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we're going to talk about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I think it's called Through the Eyes. Hold on, son. Hold on. Oh, fudge. Hold on. I tell y'all. Hold on. Go to Blog Talk. Blog Talk and get you. Let me get Blog Talk on about it here, and then tomorrow's show will pop up. Peace, Blog Talk.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay. Tomorrow's show is called. It's called. Come on, goddamn it! Let me slow now. The kind of impact that Malcolm and Martin had. The kind of impact that Malcolm and Martin had. You know, historically, after generations have gone by where we haven't had leaders that were as effective as it seemed and as charismatic as they were and as impactful as they were, we may come to wonder, will we ever see a leader like the two of them were? But in exploring whether we will ever see the type of leaders that they were, we have to ask ourselves, were they what we learned that they were? We romanticize history a lot. But when I want to know about history that has happened in my lifetime or close to my lifetime, I go and ask my peoples, well, what were you doing when this was going on? And come to find out, my personal peoples, they wasn't involved in no civil rights struggle or any human rights struggle. Does it mean that they didn't care about their people? No, it doesn't mean that. But it does mean that the impact that a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King had wasn't impacting my people like that. Now, if my people weren't impacted that way by them, how do we know who was? A lot of times in death, people become more famous, more understood, and way more appreciated. I know for a fact that Malcolm X was not famous. He was not appreciated, and he was not as popular back then as he was when he was murdered, and people could take away the good parts of him that they could use either for profit or for historical references. So we're going to look back on it and see. Maybe we have a Malcolm type of impact person and a Martin type of impactful person amongst our ranks nowadays. Maybe we just don't see it that way because they haven't passed yet. But maybe they have a following. Who knows? It could be a Umar Johnson. It might be one. Honestly, I think back then and now, there were probably preachers that were more impactful than Malcolm and Martin. But remember, both of them were ministers. We know that Dr. Martin Luther King was a Baptist preacher. And Malcolm X was a Nation of Islam minister. Get it? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about it tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. And I hope that'll be hot. If you haven't shared the show yet, share it. And if you haven't liked it, like it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And I'll get with y'all tomorrow. All right. So for my Instagrammers, Five Slam Majamma, thanks for coming on through. You know how we do. And for my YouTubers, y'all know how it go. I love y'all to death. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate you, and love you right back to life. And I holler back, and one love to you. I said I holler back. Yeah, how we do.